Hi everyone, my name's Kate Kalthoff and welcome to a Stamping to Share video. Today I'm going to show you how to create a very quick little card here. It uses the stamp set called Regarding Dahlias, and the other stamp set that I've used here is called Feels Good. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. The first thing that you're going to need is a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Whisper White cardstock that I score at 4 1/4. And then you'll need two other panels of paper. You'll need a 3 by 4 1/4 inch piece of basic black, and then you'll need a 2 3/4 by 4 inch panel of Whisper White. So I'll set those aside for a minute because the first thing that we want to do is score. Well, it's already been scored, but we want to make this crease very intense because we want the card to lay as flat as possible. We're going to be stamping here in this corner, and so I've just got a bone folder here and I've just run it through the card crease a couple of times to make that lie nice and flat. And then we're going to take some scrap paper, put our card here, and using that 2 3/4 inch by 4 inch panel of Whisper White, we're going to secure that to the front of our card. And I do that by just taking a little bit of snail, see, not very much, and sometimes I just tap it a couple of times on my jeans just so that it doesn't stick too securely. We don't want to rip the cardstock when we take it up. So I have it secured. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink up the dahlia. And I do have this marked because there is a certain way that I want it to look on the card. You'll notice that the center of the dahlia is coming down here into the center of this box. And so I've actually marked it on my stamp how that goes. So actually how I'm stamping is I'm going to stamp it like this. So I'm going to turn the cardstock like this. Then I have it marked so that I have an up spot, and then I know this is my down spot. I just do that with Sharpie markers, especially when I'm having a class, so that everybody's kind of on the same page with how things go. So I have it, and I have it inked up with Tangerine Tango, and I'm just pressing it down onto the card, and it looks good. Now you'll notice there is some shadowing here. That's called ghosting, and we are not going to worry about that because that will be covered up when we add the black mat. And so the next step, I think, is to go ahead and add the sentiment right here. Now any sentiment would work, however I do think in this particular case bold is better because it really shows up the black mat when you have something a little bit more bold. So I've got some StazOn black ink, and I am just going to stamp this in the corner here. Hopefully we can get this nice and good. Beautiful. Turned out great. And so now the next thing to do is to put this on the 3 inch by 4 1/4 inch mat. So I have some snail. Just going to add a little bit to our black mat. Then I can set this right over the top. Actually, it would help if I had some white so I can see what I'm doing. Black on black doesn't work too well. So we're just going to make sure that's nice and centered before we lay it down. And then sometimes when I don't want to risk actually smearing any ink, I just turn it over upside down and burnish it from the back. I'm sure you do that too. All right, now the next step is I have a cute little clip from our Hardware's clip collection. It's a little arrow, as you can see, and I've just tied some Calypso Coral Baker's Twine onto it, and we're just going to set that so that it's pointing down towards the sentiment. And then all we need to do is add a little bit of snail to the back of this panel. And we are just going to set it right in place on our card. And now you can see where that ghosting was before on the card. That's all going to be covered up with this next step here. There we go. And it's ready to go. The card is complete. Hope you have a great day and that you've enjoyed this quick tutorial. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.